Yeah. So I wanted to react to this video by Pink Book Lessons. I think she's an amazing creator. So, and some of her videos I really enjoy. So I wanted to react to it.
Shaunie, Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife. She's married to a preacher man now and all seems well with the couple. But of course, if she never mentioned Shaq's name, they wouldn't be able to maintain the same lifestyle of attention and fame. Because let's be honest, the only time she ever got attention is if she was mentioned in the same sentence with Shaq or O'Neal. She had 4 kids with him. Many believe she had 5, but it was 4. She got all the money and wealth out of him, but the money isn't enough for them. They want attention too. Which is why she's still talking about a man that at this point she's been divorced from longer than she was married. Married 7 years before Shaunie filed divorce, they've been legally separated now for 15 years and legally divorced for 13. She moved on and married a man that she's really into for real. I don't believe she's with him for fame or money because this man wasn't famous. And Shaq's legacy is now taking care of both of them. So this new man didn't just marry Shaunie, but he married Shaq's money too. Shaunie is out trying to sell a book right now and she's pulling a Jada Pinkett, revealing things that she should have kept to herself or between her and her other accomplices in her life that already knew about this. She said that she only wanted to talk about Shaq in her book to clear up any misconceptions about her. Like, girl, stop. You talked about Shaq because you have nothing else to talk about that will garner these people's attention long enough to buy your book. In the book, Shaunie revealed that she never really loved Shaq. When I heard this, of course, I wasn't shocked because what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Personally, I didn't need this confirmation from Shaunie because it's not like it's going to stop the sisterhood from feeling stark.
I think that's disgusting. So, I did a video a little while ago of a woman saying that when she was in her 20s, early 20s, right? She just wanted to marry. She just wanted anyone to marry, right? Anyone she knew or whatever. She just wanted to get married. So she just married a man or a man that she known or whatever. And then years later, she divorced him. And she also gave him a kid. And I just think that this is that thing is, it shows me the toxicity of women. Because here's the thing. We say that maybe these women don't love these men, but we can't say that these men didn't love these women. Because men, in my opinion, are more romantic. Men fall in love, truthfully. So, these men most likely fell in love with these women, but these women just wanted to use these men to whatever end that these women had in mind. And I think that's pure toxicity. Where you will use this man's heart to further whatever goal you had. You don't care for these men, but you will gladly use them. Here's a woman, got a man, a wealthy man, but an accomplished man to fall in love with her. She gave him 4 kids, divorced him, and said that she never loved him. It's like you can never fault these men, millionaire men, right? You can never fault millionaire men, successful men, not trusting women, not falling in love or playing the field and shit like that. Because these men more than likely understand that it's hard to trust if this woman actually loves you or is just using you. Because with today's legal system, it don't matter. Because they can still divorce you and take your shit. And that's the insanity. That's the insanity of it. Oh, honey, you're amazing.
For her anyway. Shaunie's done a great job over the last 2 decades playing the long-suffering wife and using that as an excuse to extract resources and continue to use the power of that man's last name to build on television with the Basketball Wives brand, and also using Shaq's own infidelity as a tactic to make him submit to the whole plan. Make him feel guilty, so he willingly gave up the money and the payments and agreed to settlements and everything else without arguing about it. Shaq was like, here, take it out, work and go get some more money. I was such a bad husband for talking to all these women as an international sports figure, dominant player, top of the game. I was just so bad, so here, take what you want and I'll get some more. That was Shaq's attitude. He never complained about it. But I have to say, this little known confession Shaunie just put out should really have Shaq thinking right now. All this time, he allowed himself to be portrayed as the villain when he was being conspired against from the beginning. And I don't know, I think he's still locked under the spell. Shaq did respond. He said, I understand I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq. And a lot of women love this response. They started praising Shaq for, quote, taking accountability. This was repeated over and over in the comments on social media. The conversation was more about, well, he was a cheater. That's why she did.
She said she never loved him to begin with. He wasn't a cheater when she just met him. Taking what accountability? I believe he just said that just to not, just whatever. To not make it a drama. To just get over it. Be over with it. But he wasn't a cheater when they met. Honestly, this is a thing where I find it fascinating. Where women get with millionaire men. Men that, and not just millionaire men, athletes, entertainers. And they expect pure loyalty from these men. Pure loyalty. You are getting a top 1% man. A rare man. Here, this is the thing where I think women are insane. Insane. You are getting a rare man. Even though when she met, she was probably, kind of, I guess, pretty and stuff. But again, nothing about that is rare. Being pretty isn't rare. Most women are good looking to most men. Plain and simple. Not just his height makes him rare. Being an athlete makes him rare. Being a millionaire makes him rare. Plain and simple. You are being married. You are married. You are in a relationship with a rare man. Now, I'm not saying that it should be automatically he's going to cheat. No, but again, you are in a relationship with a rare man. You are in a relationship with a man that most women want. A lot of women want. A lot of women want millionaire men. Plain and simple. So to expect loyalty, monogamy from these men, I always think that's insane. I always think that that's not logical. That it's hopeful, right? You hope. I mean, like, you would hope they would be monogamous. But, again, these men are still rare. So, we forget that it's two to tango. If a woman said she never loved you to begin with, how would you think she treats you? In a relationship, how would you think she treats him? Does she treat him with the utmost respect, the utmost love, she satisfies him completely? I don't know, right? But in my opinion, a woman that says she never loved you to begin with, I'm doubtful she treated you that well. I'm doubtful that she treated you so well, you don't need other women. This is the thing what women don't understand. Where you have to be a top quality woman. Like, you have to be absolutely perfect to make a man that's rare not want anything else, not want other women. That's plain and simple. I've told any woman, why would you want to get, because if you get with a man that is rare, that's highly desired, well, you have your work cut out for you. Because that man is highly desired. So, in turn, you will have to be on your top most, you gotta be on your top game. Plain and simple.
Love him, or he took her through so much. The same color purple victimhood story. Not once did anybody say, wait, if you never loved him, that would mean you also didn't love him before the infidelity. You never loved him. You just saw him as a meal ticket the whole time, and you knew as a professional athlete, he had a gazillion other girls around him with your same mindset, all of you trying to get at him. It was a game for all of y'all, and you being able to get the ring and push out those kids and take the last name, well, you would declare yourself the winner when you implemented the second phase of your plan, which was to use the same competition you played in with these other women as an excuse to walk away from the poker table when you believed he stacked up enough chips for you to take away and live comfortably without him. Listen, it's not a coincidence that the year Shaq's NBA career was starting to wind down to his last years. You know, when he left Miami, that's the same year Shaunie went to the courthouse and filed for divorce. And the last season he played in the NBA is directly connected to the finalization of that divorce. I don't care what anybody says, this was all calculated and everybody around Shaunie was in on the plan except for Shaq. The light bulb still didn't go off in his head yet. He's still blaming himself, which is also a part of the plan. He's got to go along with this in order for the original plan to go on without a hitch. The truth is, Shaunie and every other professional athlete's wife, they already know what time it is when they get with these men. They're not there for a faithful, monogamous man that's going to be home every night. Are you serious? They're there for a lifestyle. They know they're going to be on the road majority of the year playing their sport. That's why quiet as it's kept, when these guys are near retirement, their wives start sneaking out the back door. But at any given time, they also know they can keep the infidelity card in their back pocket and pull it out when they're ready to cash out. Then Shaq's oldest son, the real son, he came under his comments, Sharif, to try to make his dad feel better. Him being a young man, 24 years old, an athlete himself, he's smart enough to know his mom is a savage, but out of respect, you know, it is what it is. Sharif wrote, "Love you, man, you saved my life," in one comment. In another comment, Sharif said, "Literally the most lovable and likable person on the planet." Sharif wasn't the only one. In fact, all of Shaq's sons came up under his comments to show him love. His son Shakir left this comment here, "You know I love you, twin." Then I saw a comment from the other oldest son, Miles O'Neal. Miles wrote, "Bro, I can't believe this is happening on my birthday. Love you always. This is crazy." Now, I always knew what Shaunie was, and the connection always seemed off to me. But for a long time, she had people feeling sorry for her, saying, "Oh, she pushed out 5 babies for him." Yeah, she pushed out 5 babies, but the first wasn't for Shaq. And by now we should all know that they'll push out babies for anybody, for strangers, people they don't even know. So
I've said this before. Women pushing out babies, they do that for the Pookies and the Ray Rays. They do that for men that they will complain about, men that they will insult. So really, is that special? Is that really all that special nowadays with women? Pushing out babies. And seriously, one of the first things that they will take away from you if they divorce you is taking away your kids. So really, is that all that special? Is that all special that, oh, I gave you kids? Really? You gave me kids? Because when you divorce, you're taking them away. So really, you're giving it to me? No. That's not how, that's not, see, this is the thing. When you say it when it's ours, but most of the time, it's just yours, right? That's how women are. I've dealt with it, right? I had issues with it, like with my baby mom. When she wants money from me, it's ours. It's our kid. It's our baby, right? When she wants money. But when I want to see my kid, you ain't gonna see my kid, right? It's hers. That's the insanity of women. They want to pick and choose. I've said this before. They use children as pawns. Women love to use children as tools, just like they use men. They use men as tools, and they will use children as tools as well. That's the toxicness of a lot of women.
Pushing out a baby doesn't mean they love a man. We've seen them time and time again push out babies as a retirement plan. Like, I need everybody to stop playing right now. And that's another thing. He took in her first son like it was his own. So much so people really thought that her son was his son. Miles was a Baptiste before Shaunie got Shaq to adopt him and destroy the relationship with his real father. Also, she could move on and secure a rich life for herself. And then change his last name from his Haitian dad's name to O'Neal's last name.
She's a baby mom too. I didn't know that. But ain't that something? The toxicity. You can see in the beginning she's married to a preacher. This is, I could see why that man married her. I don't know if it's a good thing, right? Since he could, I mean, who knows, right? I'm not saying that I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if he married her because of her wealth. Because here's a woman that has obviously failed in her first relationship, becoming a baby mom. Now she failed in the next relationship, right, with Shaq, divorcing him. So she has the strings of failure. Now she's married to the next man. We'll see. We'll see.
So when you have situations like this, when they take in your first child, and now you have to have more children from the new man than you did from the first man to outnumber the child that didn't come from the both of y'all. Side note, no one ever says this, but for every 20 situations just like this, 18 or 19 of them will have at least one more child than they did with the previous person. For instance, if there's one previous child that was before their relationship, these folks will get together and they'll have at least 2 of their own. So that 2 will outnumber the sole 1. But most will push for 3. So the ratio is 3 to 1. And it's an unknown truth. No one ever talks about it. There is a reason for that. But just think about the scenario. Even with average everyday people, you will see the same ratio for people in these blended families. But as you can see by the stepson's response, he was hurt by the comment too. And that's because deep down inside, he knows Shaq took care of him and really made him his own son. And even now they're taking in her kid, raising him up himself. This is the things he gets. That's nasty work, Shaunie. Part of me is like, you could have kept this to yourself and have some respect for the man. To not embarrass him like this, especially when he's always speaking highly of you. He never wanted anybody to look at you as a gold digger, which intelligent people, we already knew what time it was. Shaq elevated your image in every way, even now. And he's been upholding her image because of their children. But you see what she's doing, right? Everybody got to take note. I know you see it. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. What do you think about...
That's disgusting. That's why a lot of men are very weary of becoming stepfathers, of getting with single mothers. The mistreatment you get, because this is the insanity of single moms, where you as a man are coming in to a broken family, right? You are essentially now providing for another man's child. You should be praised. You should be valued, respected for taking up the responsibility that wasn't yours. You should be you should be respected and loved so much, because here you are trying to be the better man than the last man that she had, right? Trying to be better and taking care of her mistakes, taking care of another man's child. And yet a lot of times you are mistreated. Men are mistreated. Men are looked as less than, or men aren't cared about. Men are undervalued. No appreciation for going the extra mile, where you're getting with a woman who now has a child by another man, now raising a child on her own, but you are coming in helping. You are coming in loving her, being a better man than, like I said, the last man, helping her, raising the child, taking care of the child, providing for the child and her. And yet a lot of times you're not valued more. You're barely valued at all a lot of times. So I always find that kind of disgusting. And I find that it's unfair, but how we all know, the world's unfair, but I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid for the men to come into single mothers' lives and be good men, and you're not treasured. You are not treated like the true prize, because again, you are coming into a situation that you didn't build, but now you are helping. You are helping fixing, you're helping taking care of. I think it's insane.
Ladies, This next one's not going good for the ladies.
That's Fat Joe speaking on Shaq's ex-wife's recent comments about him. And no, it's not looking good for the gold diggers, trifling 304s, the manipulative modern women. No, it's not looking good for them. And it's really exposing the true nature of most of the women these men will encounter. And if these younger guys are smart, or at least observant, they could really learn a lot from this.
Why, Joe? Because this can have a trickle-down effect with all the young NBA players.
As it should. None of these younger guys in 2024 should be falling for the same tricks from the 90s and early 2000s. You have way too many case studies to look at, and they all end the same way.
We can learn from this. So Shaquille O'Neal's former wife, mother of like 5-6 kids.
And that stat right there is the one that the manipulative feminists, they love to hang on. They love to say, oh, she had all these kids from him. She had 5 kids, one before she even met Shaq. And the crazy thing is, Shaq was so intentional about keeping a clean image and reputation for her that for the longest, nobody even knew the first child wasn't even his. They also didn't know the trifling story of how they really got together. But the feminists and the misandrists, they always bring up that point to say, oh, she sacrificed so much for his children, when she really sacrificed giving birth for her own selfish reasons. Every last child that she had with him, she was doing what they teach the younger 304s to do now. She was securing the bag. Each child ended up being her security blanket when she filed for divorce and left him. She got a check for each one. That's why she was racking up all those kids. Because from her own admission, she never loved them. So what else was it for? So no, the days of Shaunie getting all this credit, those days are over. That lie now, it's been debunked. Shaunie can no longer get credit for setting up that retirement plan.
Yo, what's up, Ruthless?
He put her on, gave her the TV show, got her businesses, says she never loved him. This is tough. If I'm Shaquille O'Neal, this is a dagger. This hurts. Even though we seen him with a 21-year-old just recently diving off the coast of Malfi, off a yacht with a bad chick. It hurts. The mother of your child, the woman took half your money. You gave her a business. She started a whole TV show, Basketball Wives, but never loved them. Ladies, this is horrible. And this is a trickle-down effect. Meaning the young basketball players, they taking notes.
Well, they better be, because they're risking even more in 2024 than they did in 2004. Yeah, they have even more to lose now than they did 20 years ago. So they better be taking notes. I don't know why any of them at this point will be getting married or having children. All of it is a setup. All of it is a gotcha. And at the end of the day, you'll get nothing from it. They love to say, what about your legacy? You have to have a legacy. Listen, by the time they're done with you in divorce court, by the time they're done with you in child support court, by the time they're done with the parental alienation games, you won't have a legacy. I mean, look at it.
That is true, where it is not, if you are a man of value, if you are especially men of status, money, and wealth, it is not that hard to gain a legacy. What is harder, in my opinion, is gaining peace. Is not having your world destroyed. Because you are surrounded by so much toxicity. People will be out to get you. People will be out to destroy you. So this is a thing where men need to be smarter. Especially if you want to reach the best version of yourself, you need to be smarter.
Gary Owens.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying I did everything right. At all. I'm not innocent here.
Right.
But I'm not ever gonna, I think she knows all my indiscretions. Mm-hmm. I know hers. So I don't think it's gonna do anybody good for me to try to trash her.
Right.
No. Talk about things she did. No, neither of us was perfect in the marriage.
Right.
We can go into a litany of reasons.
Right.
We did our job as parents. Mm-hmm. But to see how it's just crashed and burned since the divorce, and this is all since the divorce.
Do you believe she played a role in the divide with your kids?
I'll take the blame because I didn't ensure that my relationship with them was so strong that no matter what anybody said to them, they could be like, nah, my dad's good. So, I was gone a lot.
Right.
I'm on the road.
Right.
And that's part of it. But I really don't know. I don't want to throw stones and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if she's at the house saying your dad ain't. I don't know. I mean, I do know blasphemy on social media didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what legacy? Haven't seen his kids in 3.5 years after this divorce from their bitter mother, who I have to say was successful at turning the kids against him. Doesn't matter that he also took her son in from a previous relationship and adopted him too. Did the same thing Shaq did. You don't get any brownie points for being a sucker and a simp. Listen to these Jezebels if you want to. There's no real honor in that. They're showing you right now. You could raise them, pay for everything for them, private school, the best neighborhoods. And a bitter woman can still ruin the relationship between you and your children. It won't be a legacy when she's done with you because she's going to destroy everything.
You see what's going on? Damn. Should I really wife this girl? She might just take half and tell me she never loved me. And so, it's really, really crazy.
This is the thing, right? This is my own I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say teaching, but my own philosophy. If a woman is not there to build with you, she's not there to build with you when you are absolutely nothing. You're at rock bottom, right? She's not there to build with you. And then you build yourself, right? You become a successful man. You become the best version of yourself. If you become a wealthy man, I really honestly believe you shouldn't get married. That is my opinion. If you become a wealthy man, if you build yourself, she wasn't there to support you, to build with you. Please be cautious. In my own opinion, if I eventually, who knows, right? If I become wealthy or whatever, which probably not, right? But I am actively trying to build myself to be the best version of myself, and that includes finances. So if I succeed in building myself to be financially well off, financially stable, I will look at women sideways. I will be very cautious, and the likelihood, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the likelihood of me marrying is not that high. Because here's the thing. If she didn't build with you and she's there through the good times, sadly, there's no guarantee she will be there through the bad times. Sadly, there's no guarantee that she wouldn't be the one to create those bad times. And if you become a successful man, that is a high risk that you have to understand. I'm not telling men to not marry. I'm telling men to be cautious. And I'm telling men what I think, right? What I view. You don't understand. You become successful, there will be people out there that wants to reap that reward. Reap what you built. And potentially destroy what you built. So that's a word of like caution to understand, to actually don't just rush into it. Don't lead with your heart, because again, like I said, men are romantics. Men fall in love truly men fall in love. I mean, I'm not saying men are faithful, but to be honest, sex, lust, and love, I think is different for men. So that's something that I think, people gotta understand. But men truly love women. They truly do. But that love will blind you and make you stupid. And that's what men need to understand.
This statement, I was very, very disappointed. And so I'm telling women, Come on now. Y'all keep fucking around, I'm gonna have to sick Keith Sweat on y'all. You seen Keith Sweat with them dance moves, man. Keith Sweat with them dance moves. I don't know, a new husband's a pastor. He looks a little weird to me. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So, when people look weird to me, something always comes out in the rinse.
You know, what's weird to me is this pastor sitting up here watching his wife talk about her ex-husband. It's not a good look. And then having this woman as the example for the other women and girls in your church to follow as a so-called first lady, that's just crazy. I think at this point, both of them are using O'Neal to garner attention for themselves. The pastor is up here trying to take the spot as the top mega church guy. T.D. Jakes ran away and got his daughter in charge of the church now. Pastor Gray had to buy his wife a new Lamborghini every time the congregation get word of a new side chick. I mean, the church is obviously a mess right now. And Pastor Keon is low-key coming off as just another pork chop pulpit pimp. They're both pimping on Shaq's name. While Shaq is more concerned with taking his frustration out on Shannon Sharp, I see Shaq's got all the smoke for Shannon. But this woman humiliated this guy in front of millions. Everybody saw this. All of this after he gave her millions. All of this after he changed her life forever. All of this after he adopted her son. She wrote it down in black and white in a book where it's going to live forever. All for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grands to see. The guys who are smart enough not to go down this path, 2 times for you, because Shaq's not the only one. It's a lot of men out there, especially in sports, that don't have much experience dealing with these vultures, and they really believe these girls want them when they're just looking at half their wealth. They're just looking at a monthly child support.
I honestly believe if you are an athlete, don't get married. Don't just have baby mamas. Really don't. I honestly believe have your fun and wait until you're retired. Because what is it? Retirement for athletes are in their late 30s, maybe early 40s. That's nothing, right? So if I had an athlete son, I'll say this: just have fun. Wrap it up, and just have fun. You want a wife? You want a baby? You want to have a family? Have it when you retire. So yeah, I would say that. But what do you guys think? I just really think that men have to be cautious. Again, this is an extreme example, right? He's a millionaire. But even average men, if you reach 6 figures, and if you reach mid to high 6 figures, be cautious, bros. Be cautious. Don't be stupid. Really, don't be stupid. Don't let women use you, and just don't be stupid. Please don't.